Nicholas, really appreciate you taking time out of your morning, because it's 8 a.m., to join me here for this interview. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. How about you?
Good as well. The reason I invited you on is because I saw an interesting win from you in the Stocks campus. Could you explain what that was about?
Yeah, so recently in the Stocks campus, I've been doing really well. Professor and the community, they're all just fantastic over there. They're really uplifting and they actually know what they're talking about. So that's one thing that people should really know is the Stock campus. That's where it's at. But yeah, so recently, last month, I've been doing really well on a funded account challenge for Apex. And I'm on the 300K funded account. So that means once I pass an evaluation, I'll be getting funded up with the 300K capital. And it's just doing great. The last month I was around $17,500, that close to the $20,000 profit target of passing, you know, and it was doing great. I made this one mistake because the rule is an auto trailing drawdown, which means the drawdown trails to my unrealized profits, not necessarily my realized profits. So I made an over leveraged mistake, and I could have let myself get down about it. But if it wasn't for Professor Ayush and the people in the stocks campus, I really got myself back up there with their help, and it was just fantastic. So I'm back on the grind now. Started up a new account last Monday, and here we are now.
When did you join the Real World?
Yeah, so I joined the Real World on launch, so November 14th of 2022. So as soon as I saw Top G talk about it, I was like, I'm on. Let me get in.
And why did you choose Stocks Campus out of all the other options?
Yeah, so I've always been on the computer. Past experience, I played a lot of video games. Not anymore though. That's past. But I've always liked sitting down and being on a computer and chatting, and and the whole idea around charting and analyzing. I was part of it. Like I really liked that. And for my school background, I wanted to go into IT and cybersecurity, so that was just more things revolving around computers. So stocks just made a lot of sense to me.
How different is the material, would you say, in the real world to what you've seen out on the internet?
Oh, it's just way more streamlined, super easy. Like if anyone just needs a place and a place that they can call home for stocks, the real world is the place. When I tell you, you got a whole community of people who are out there wanting to be better, not just for stocks, but for their health. And then you also got the Professor Ayush, which is the stocks professor. He's given you all the course of material that you need step by step in a really orderly fashion. That's just fantastic. So the real world is just a great place for not even just beginners, but also for people who want to take on their next level. It's just a place where you can just get a whole bundle of information right then and there.
How much time were you putting into the real world when you first joined, and has that changed since?
Yeah, so it's been pretty consistent. So here's a bombshell. I dropped out of college to pursue the real world, and just to pursue stocks in general. I don't want to work on the 9 to 5 rat race anymore. So I'm out here. I'm probably in the real world for a good 8 hours a day, and I'm running stocks, studying and charting for about 10 hours a day. So I'm not in college anymore, so I can really invest all my time because there's what Top G always says: speed, work, efficiency. I got all this time now because I was able to get that, and I got to use it. I can't be stacking around.
So what does your average day look like now compared to before you joined the real world?
Okay, so before I joined the real world, I'd say it was pretty mundane. I was just going through the motions, and just living life. I wasn't an exceptional person, but I wasn't like a low person. I was just chilling. I wasn't doing anything too great. And I'd say as soon as I really found, there was a pivot point in my life during college where I just realized all this partying, all the college, matrix activities wasn't necessarily what I wanted to do. And the one person who was always there speaking in my ear, yelling at me, I'm a loser, was Top G himself. And I'm like, he's right, I am. So through Andrew Tate's word, and I also ended up finding God during that time, I'm like, this is what I really want to do. So if it wasn't for Tate, if it wasn't for me finding God, I wouldn't be where I am now, but I'm more proud of myself than I ever have. So now my day looks like I wake up at 7 a.m., I get instantly on the charts after I get ready. I make my bed, make my room, hop on the charts, study, send messages to the real world saying, good morning, G's. Everyone knows that's my slogan. Good morning, G's. Let's get it today. That's my slogan. I'll be doing charting, and I'd say I do intermittent fasting. So that's I don't eat for 16 hours and I eat for 8 hours. So as soon as it hits around 11 a.m., then I can have my first meal around lunchtime because stock says 11 to 12 Central Time, which is lunch hour anyway. So I don't trade that. And then I'll hop back on the charts if there's any opportunity in the afternoon. And then I'll hit the gym. And then after the gym, I pretty much have a free day to usually go around Ayush's mentorship videos or other studying opportunities that I want to pursue.
What would you say to people who, one, would call that excessive, and two, why would you say it's worth putting in more hours into this than if you were just to get a regular job?
Yeah, so first I'm going to address people who call this excessive. Listen, if you're calling this type of work ethic excessive, then you just don't deserve much, because anyone who is great understands that you need to put the work in and you need to be obsessed with what you're doing. You need to make sure that that's the thing you go to bed dreaming about, and that's the thing you wake up excited to do. So, and if you want to be great, you want to live the lifestyle with, where you're financially free, location free, and all those, and time free, you got to put in the work. And I realized right now that it's better for me to do this now when I'm young, when I have lots of energy. I don't need sleep. I'm super young, I'm not tired. I can bottle in and put in all these hours and time into studying so that I can enjoy, like maybe 3 years later down the road, since I'm accelerated because I'm doing this so much right now, I can achieve results faster and earlier than everyone. So while everyone is like just getting out of college in a ton of debt, doing their normal jobs, maybe not even getting a good job. I know some guys who do computer science, and that's a good degree, and they'll get out of college and still get like 75 grand, not even they expect 100 grand, but they can't get that because it's starting to get a little bit inflated with the amount of people doing computer science. So I just realized that, I'm going to put all my time in now because it's worth it. It's worth it to do it now when I'm young, healthy. I got all this life. And yeah.